During the mid-70s, in French, many artwork changed into a new style called Rococo, described as a shift away from the monarchy but towards the aristocracy who helped characterize the art of this period. The aristocracies were the highest class in French, since they owned over 90% of French wealth, although they were only a small percentage of the population of French. Marie Antoinette played an important role in the Rococo period. According to history, at age 11, Marie Antoinette had an arranged marriage with Louis XVI of France. However, it wasn't until 4 years later the young couple were married, although it may be observed that Maria and Louis were only 15 and 16-year-old and had never met until they were married. However, arranged marriage occurred quite often with the aristocracy, as many married for higher status and monetary benefits. And with this arranged marriage, Maria Antoinette became the Queen of France and the eye of the public, as many tried to compete and copy her lifestyle. In 1743, William Hogarth painted this artwork called Marriage à la Mode, also known as Marriage Contracts, which best depicts arranged marriage among the aristocracy. The painting shows the couple to be married, sitting on the left, appears to be uninterested in each other as they face opposite directions from one another, while their fathers arranged their marriage for monetary benefit. The couple, on the other hand, seems to be unsatisfied with this arrangement. Therefore, throughout William's Marriage à la Mode painting series shows the couple rebellion against this arranged marriage as they get involved in affairs and neglect their marriage traditional values.
Friendship between Austria and France must be cemented by marriage. My youngest daughter, Antoine, will be Queen of France.
It is a custom that the bride retain nothing belonging to a foreign court.
You represent the future. All eyes will be on you.
She looks like a child. So, I've heard you make keys as a hobby?
Yes.
It'd be interesting to see how long she lasts.
What on earth is going on with that young couple?
It's a disaster.
This is ridiculous.
This, madame, is Versailles.
I'm afraid the Queen has a somewhat artistic temperament.
It's not too much, is it?
Oh, no.
She spends like mad.
People of France are hungry.
The king and queen are complete blunderers.
Don't they ever get tired of these ridiculous stories? Can't you do something?
I'm not going to acknowledge it.
She was in the shrubs at dawn with various men.
He has quite a reputation.
She's a terrible queen.
Letting everyone down would be my greatest unhappiness.
The Bastille fortress was stormed.
There's a mob of hunters on their way.
In the 2006 Maria Antoinette trailer, directed by Sofia Aranda, shows the aristocracy associating their time with entertainment and gambling, and most importantly with pleasure, and also empathize the expectation of the aristocratic femininity as women depended on their fashion style to show off their wealth and social status by having big hair and big dresses. This painting is by Antony or Louis Linné, is titled The Peasant Family, an interior created in the second quarter of the 17th century that depicts the vast majority of the population of France struggling to survive this area of the aristocracy. According to history, the aristocrats did not have to pay taxes on their wealth. Ordinary people, on the other hand, had to pay high taxes and felt resentful of the royal family, especially spending. This unfair social class would lead up to the French Revolution. Jean Honore Fragonard was born in 1732 in France. In the beginning of Fragonard's art career, he focused on history paintings and landscapes, but according to the Wallace collections, he abandoned history paintings to concentrate on private patrons and commissions, since Rococo art paintings were in high demand by the aristocrats. Gabriel François Delewatt was a successful religious history painter in 1767. According to the Wallace collection, Delewatt refused a commission from an unnamed gentleman of the court late in 1767 to paint his young mistress on a swing pushed by a bushshop, with himself admiring her legs from below. After Gabriel declined the commission offer, Gabriel suggested artist Fragonard to paint it, since Fragonard at the time was painting in Rococo style to fit the demands of the aristocrats. As a result, Gabriel played an important figure in Fragonard's success of creating one of his most famous private artwork, The Swing, in 1767. Which would become an icon to Rococo's art style. Fragonard's artwork, The Swing, is now located in the Wallace Collection in London. The painting on the left is called Venus and Bancard, created by François Busca. In the center is The Swing by Fragonard, and in the right is Cupid a Captive by Branchard. Both Branchard artwork help empathize Fragonard's artwork erotic theme. The painting captures an affair of two lovers as they rebel against a arranged marriage that's keeping them apart. The controlling image is the main focus of the artwork. It's a young woman as she stands out in her big pink poofy dress. The color pink was considered masculine during the Rococo period. The young woman implies motions with the movement of her body. Since the young woman is facing down to her left, it changes the viewer's directions as they shift their eyes from the woman to the young man hiding in the bushes. The young man hiding in the bushes is her lover, in which Khan Academy asserts that as she goes up in the swing, she parts her legs so that her lover could get a tantalizing view up her skirt. The statue above the young man is Cupid, who appears to be shushing with one of his hands. Khan Academy argues that Cupid is shushing the dog. However, Cupid could also be shushing the young woman and young man to hold in their excitements of seeing each other. The little white dog seems to be ready to bark in order to expose the lover affair, the husband of the young woman, who is most likely from an arranged marriage, since he looks much more older looking than the younger man, is pushing the young woman on the swing, unaware of her affair. Another sculpture next to the older man shows two cupids cuddling with each other. Cupids are often considered to be mischievous little gods of love. The artwork positive space is mostly taken up from the trees and bushes. The overflowing garden gives a sense of being out of control and energetic, which is the type of lifestyle those in the aristocracy associated with, as they were able to live carefree lives since they had the wealth to live lavishly. During this time, most urban areas were used for farming. However, farmers were left with little wealth, since monarchy increases the taxes on farmers, making the price of food rise, making it harder for people to afford food. Because of this, having an abundance of food also became part of a lavish life. This overflowing garden could also be referred as the aristocracies living in their own fantasy, neglecting the problems of the outside world. Lastly, the young woman losing her shoe is when the painting has reached its climax, that she had lost her innocence. French paintings of this period show that a naked foot and lost shoe often symbolize loss of virginity. The artwork also best reflects on the careless lifestyle of those in the aristocracy class, as they were focused on receiving pleasure, even if it involved in being in an affair. Chenebert. Artist Janka Chenebert recreated his own version of the swing after Fragonard in 2001. His recreation is three-dimensional and the young woman appears to be headless. The headless bodies, according to Khan Academy, is reference to the use of guillotine during the Reign of Terror in 1790s, when the members of the French aristocracies were publicly beheaded. In a quick glimpse in the Disney film Frozen 2013, Anna is shown recreating the same gesture as the young woman. Could it be that Anna is also recreating the young woman's rebellious ways, since in the film Anna is against having the gates closed in the castle? So just like the young woman, they are both rebelling for their own happiness. In the 1980, Miss Piggy's calendar also had a parody of Jean Honor's Fragonard's artwork, The Swing. The young woman was replaced by Miss Piggy. Miss Piggy is known as a rebellious character in The Muppets, as she portrays traits of masculinity, but relates back to how the color pink was considered masculine during the Rococo period. Lastly, here's a fun video of the swing being recreated in balloons.